never really had tennis lessons as a kid. It wasn't something my family could afford. And I never even thought to ask, but I found my way to the tennis court. And as an adult, I started playing regularly and became even more passionate about the sport. I got involved in helping build some tennis courts in our community. I live in Vernon, which is up the river, and found a community there. But the real part about tennis that I think is so important is that it's what it can do for a community and what it can do for the kids. One of the things that has been so successful for the USTA, and if you look a little south, down in Harlem, the National Junior Tennis Association, they have created a model program for tennis where it's not just about tennis and getting kids out on the courts and getting kids to learn how to play tennis, but it's about after-school programs. It's about getting the kids off the streets, getting the kids into programs, getting the kids not only sports, but it's education, it's tutoring, it's academics, it's getting the kids to learn about healthy lifestyles, it's about nutrition, it's about obesity and reducing obesity. So tennis has become a lifestyle, and the younger you can get the kids in, the more programs you have for the kids in the community. They find, and there are studies that are bearing this out, that the kids who participate in these programs do better in school, they stay in school longer, they go on to colleges, they have kind of more fruitful and productive lives, it's getting involved and having dedicated programs and resources. The USTA has supported these programs. There's a lot of grants to support these programs, and money out there to put these community programs together. So we approach tennis from not just a sport, but from a lifestyle and a way to really change lives. I've seen it. I've seen the transformation of what getting kids involved in the sport can do, and it's really a beautiful thing. So I applaud now Vernon and the plans that are being put forward. To build I believe it's possibly a 9-court court. It's not a stadium. It's an arena with a bubble over it. And there's also the economic development piece of it, of having a number of courts, having it covered, getting ongoing fees, bringing people into the community to come in and play. They stay, they eat, they frequent the neighborhood. There's adult tennis and tennis teams, through the USTA, through leagues, there's lessons, there's that aspect of it. There's bringing tournaments into the community that has the economic development aspect of it as well. It's just, it's an overall enhancement and benefit to the community. So we just really, our position is what it can do for the community, what it can do for the kids, the after-school aspect of it, the academic aspect of it, the solving problem aspect of it, nutrition, reducing obesity levels, fitness for kids, for adults. It's one of those sports that, is for everyone. I mean, the beauty of tennis is you can be out on the court with, a 12-year-old, a 24-year-old, a 48-year-old, and a 75-year-old. I mean, it's a multi-generational sport. It gets everybody out there together. There are very few sports that you can say, let's go out as a family and just hit some balls and play together. It's getting everybody out there, and that's such a beautiful thing. I mean, when I think about it, I'm often on the tennis court with, I feel like we're almost like, this show The View, where, they had someone in their 20s and someone in their 30s and someone in their 40s and 50s. This is what it's like. It's somebody, decades apart from each other, out there sharing something really special. So it's a lifestyle sport. It's a lifetime sport. It's a gift. I mean, one of the things I found, I was fortunate to be able to give my children tennis lessons. you know, and they would play and then they would stop. They played, my daughter played on the high school tennis team and then she didn't play for a couple of years. But I always felt like this is a gift that you can give your children. And as a community, if you can give your kids this gift, it is something that will take them, it will last them a lifetime. They'll make connections that they never thought they would make. They would find, it's so rewarding. You know, and going back to that gift, so my daughter played on the high school tennis team, and then she went to college. And, you know, she wasn't interested in playing in college, nor was she frankly good enough. But, you know, she stopped playing for a while. And when she would come home, I would try to get her out and kick with me. You know, I usually was pretty unsuccessful. But this last summer, she came home for a weekend, and she said to me, "I've been playing tennis." And, you know, my heart was like exploding, you know, from that. Little things, you know, make you happy. And now she said to me, you know, she's looking for a tennis team. You know, she's living in Washington. She's looking for a tennis team that I play on. So, you know, I feel like it's really personal to me in terms of what it's done for my life. And I so believe that in communities of color and, you know, economically challenged communities, you know, there are programs out there to help fund tennis for kids and tennis for the community. And, you know, if you have some people that are really excited about it, you can make it happen. It's not just about building the tennis courts. It's about getting the programs out there and getting the kids involved and getting dedicated resources and, you know, individuals involved in making it happen and making it grow. And, you know, this community, you know, the Westchester area, the New York area, has so many champions of this sport. You know, and like I said earlier, if you look at the model of the Harlem program, I mean, you can make such wonderful things happen here, and you can make such wonderful things happen for the kids. Because to me, it's really about the kids and getting the kids active. You know, not that they're going to go to Wimbledon or they're going to go to, you know, the U.S. Open, but the reality is, you know, there are college scholarships for these kids, and, you know, there are programs out there, and it's a lifetime of love and passion. So, you know, I don't have numbers on, you know, how much money, you know, tennis matches can bring to the community, but it's hard and